Doing very well. How are you?
Pretty good. Colorado State University, you guys are going to be releasing your hurricane predictions for 2010 here in the coming days. Any hints? I know you can't give us the numbers. Again, here we go. And it's always my first question with you, but any hints at what we're looking at for the 2010 hurricane season?
Well, sure. We do expect to see a well above average hurricane season this year. We put out our initial forecast in early December. At that point, we were calling for about 11 to 16 named storms, 6 to 8 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. We expect our forecast to probably go up a little bit from that point with our next prediction, which is on April 7th. Basically, the reason that we expect this next year to be above average is we currently have El Nino conditions in the tropical Pacific. They're starting to wane. Most of the models are predicting them to diminish to either neutral or even La Nina conditions in the upcoming summer and fall. El Nino's really what made last season be so quiet. We had a lot of vertical shear last year. This year we expect the shear levels to be less. We also have seen a significant warming of waters in the tropical Atlantic over the past several months. Primarily, we think that's due to the fact we had a very strong negative North Atlantic oscillation. We had very weak subtropical high pressure, resulted in very weak trade winds. These weak trade winds basically means weaker winds blowing across the ocean surface, less evaporation, less upwelling in the warmer waters in the tropical Atlantic. So at this point, we expect probably see a pretty active season due to a combination of probably no El Nino conditions and warmer waters in the tropical Atlantic.
There are some indications and some other meteorologists in the community that are stating that the sea surface temperatures in the tropical Atlantic are approaching similarity to 2005. Is this true?
As of now, yes, that's correct. The waters, at least in February, were the warmest on record, going back to about 1950.
So we're definitely looking at the potential of another active hurricane season.
That is correct. One thing I do want to point out, though, is the correlation between water temperatures in, say, the month of March and during the hurricane season is still fairly low. It's only about 0.1 correlation, so there is a lot that can change over the next several months. So just because the waters are really warm now doesn't guarantee that they will remain well above average during the hurricane season. So we're certainly monitoring that to say when we do our early June prediction.
Status of ENSO. With it declining, that is also an inhibitor that a better chance of a more active hurricane season with less shear?
Yeah, that's what we believe. We believe last year we had El Nino conditions, and when the Atlantic is warm, like we've seen over, say, the past 10 to 15 years, you tend to see more tropical cyclones even in neutral years when you don't have El Nino or La Nina. At this point, we expect that we'll probably have neutral conditions this summer and fall. So if you have a warm Atlantic combined with neutral ENSO conditions, which is about water temperatures that are above average in the tropical Pacific, we do expect to see a well above average hurricane season this year.
Okay. Bottom line, people still need to be prepared no matter where they're living along the coast.
Yeah, that's correct. And what we always say is whether a forecast is right or wrong, a couple of points that people should realize is that no matter how active the tropical cyclone season is, most areas won't be impacted by a landfalling hurricane in any particular year. However, even if it's a very quiet hurricane season, we only have a couple of hurricanes. If one of those hurricanes happens to make landfall in your area, it's an active season for you. So I think what people need to do now is have a plan in place and know what you're going to do if a storm is threatened, and then if during the hurricane season there's a storm that's threatening, to follow the advice of your local emergency management and take the necessary actions that you need to.
Phil, any final word you'd like to share with my listeners?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Enjoy the conference.